Welcome to Real Talks, where we talk about the real life issues that you may not get to talk to with amazing, influential people. Today, I'm joined by the one and only Abz.
Max, I don't know which way to look. You are there. Special look.
For those who don't know, who is Abz?
I'm Abz. I'm from Manchester. I've got ADHD, Autism, Bipolar and Tics, and I just love meeting new people, talking about it. And I work at UA92. I work at Venture Arts, which is a learning disabled art centre based in Hume, and I work part-time in a shop, which I love. And I think for me, having neurodiverse, I like to have loads of different things going on. But I think for me, 7 years ago, it was a different story. And I'm like, bloody hell, I can't believe that real pinch me moment that I'm still achieving these things. Don't get me wrong, I do have my bad days.
Yeah, absolutely. And we all do. And that's the important thing, is to know that we all going to have bad days. But what are some of the misconceptions about neurodiversity? Because you mentioned obviously ADHD, bipolar, tic disorder, and autism. What's some of the misconceptions that people hear about that maybe we should straighten out?
I think some of the misconceptions of neurodiversity is people think that we can be quite scattered, quite unorganized, quite untrustworthy, quite unreliable, quite rude. And I think bipolar, people think we have mood swings automatically, we're rude, we're unstable. And I think for autism, sometimes, obviously, we can't sometimes read body language, or sometimes social communications can be I can come across a bit, I can say rude things at times, which I don't mean. And I think with tics, people think tics and Tourette's is always swearing and constantly. It's not for me. It's for me, it's not constantly swearing and banging. For me, saying random words or whistling or facial tics, it's when I'm overwhelmed, when I'm happy, when I'm just, it's not like hysterical, it's constantly how the world portray it. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
and
of course.
When people say I'm a bit OCD, I'm a bit neurodiverse, I'm a bit of this, sometimes that can be a bit a bit disheartening. And I think people need to and there's a reason why people it's a lack of education.
Yeah, because people need to use the words wisely, don't they? I always say, the weather's bipolar. I always hear people say it, and obviously for somebody with bipolar, it's
yeah. And I think for me, I used to hear that, and I used to understand it, but now I have it. I think for me, I manage my bipolar really well. It doesn't really affect me that bad. When people say, I'm a bit bipolar, it's a bit it's a bit oh gosh.
Bit of a throwaway comment, isn't it? Yeah.
It's I'm happy, don't get me wrong, I'm buzzing, but I do have my down days. It's not straight mood swings.
How did it affect you in, making relationships, friendships in schools? Did people look down at you? Did you ever felt judged, misunderstood? And
I think in school and growing up, I felt misunderstood. I knew I was always different from a young age, and I knew I wasn't like everybody else. And at first I was that's a bit a bit sad and a bit disheartening. But you know what? I am me. I don't care what people think. I used to care a lot what people think.
Let me take you back to going from a school maybe with so many young people and then going to a high school with way more different people.
Really hard. Really, I started a bit later as well. So I started in October because I was on holiday.
Yeah.
Came back and I went to one school, and then I didn't want to go to that school in the end, so we changed schools. I had to wait for a bit. I started in October, so I had a long time off.
Yeah.
I struggled a lot mentally, and I think GPs don't believe you. And I think you come 16-year-old going to the GP, diagnosed you with panic disorder, they diagnosed you with, here's some surgery, here's some tablets, but you're not giving me the right thing. Here's some self-help thing. And I'm listen, I don't need this. I need support because I'm going to end up trigger one. And I've attempted to hurt myself many times as a kid, and as a teenager, but you had those thoughts in your head as a little kid, a little adult, or whatever. And to have the thoughts as how old are you in year 9? 14?
Yeah, around 14.
And 14 to 16, having those thoughts, going into adulthood, it's detrimental to your life. And I didn't really tell no one about it till adulthood, till later years, because I'm you don't care, so why should I care? Why should I tell my parents if they worry more? Yeah. I don't want that, because I want to just be peace. And then no one can ever worry about me, or no one can say things or do things, or I'll be less of a doormat for people. Does that make sense? And I think no one understands what neurodiverse and the brain works. And I think for me, everyone has ADHD differently. I can be quite happy at times, but then quite I need my own space. I need my own personal space. Sometimes I don't touchy-feely, or people touching you.
You say that now, you've been diagnosed obviously into your 20s. How has that affected you in your adult life? Those relationships, those struggling to make friends, etc.
ADHD was 17, 18. Autism was in 2021. So 17, 18. So I was always in and out of mental health services as a young person.
From your young gun, yeah.
Mental health services as a teenager, a young person, didn't know what was up with me. They knew I had issues, but they didn't know what was up with me. In fact, 15, 16, panic disorder and anxiety. So really bad anxiety and panic disorder. But I remember I had anxiety from like year 2. I had that funny feeling in my stomach. Yeah. And I remember actually, Mrs. Tynan, didn't know how it goes, I'm pulling my leg. I'm like, listen, who's pulling their leg? I ain't pulling my leg. My leg ain't hurt. I didn't know what that meant. Yeah. I didn't know what pulling your leg meant until like literally a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I had a funny feeling in my stomach for months in primary school.
Yeah. So
and no one knew what it was.
Yeah.
No one could diagnose it. Didn't know what it was.
No one could understand.
Yeah.
So that's you as a young person. You
like, yeah,
definitely
you
felt
like
that.
8, 9.
Yeah.
8.
Absolutely. So if we talk about your adult life, how has it affected you in that sense?
A lot. Like, I think trust issues are a lot. And I think for me, I'm very wary when I meet some people. Sometimes I can be very open book, depending. I think I'm very good with intuition and good with judgment of character. However, it's made me like Humpty Dumpty, like who fell off the wall, like that element that has broken, and I need to repair myself again. And I was really lost. And for me personally, like being lost and going into adulthood, I felt like I was not worthy of living. Like I can't go through as a kid. Like, bloody hell, I don't know how I did that as a kid, let alone as an adult. Like I am really like broken and worried and stressed. And like I'm waiting for the next thing to happen and hurt myself. And I think for me, as a kid and as an adult, obviously, I do have those thoughts. I've had those thoughts. I've acted on it. However, I'm in a better place. But as an adult, I need a lot of like therapy and a lot of speaking to people.
We're glad to hear that.
And it's not the end of the road. Like I said to young people and like a lot of people and adults and everything, like you can do it. And being a young person as well of colour, I feel like people deem you as being like just aggressive or not culturally appropriate to fit in. And sometimes I'm like that. Have I got to not be myself to be accepted for you guys? And just because I may be a different hair type or different, like a person of colour, we may become across aggressive or rude or attitude or things. And I feel like a lot of people of colour who have mental health problems may get mistreated differently.
We talk about, because we haven't really spoke about social media, but we spoke about like school and how the parts it plays and what part does social media play in kind of neurodiverse and how it's portrayed on there.
I think a lot of people at the moment, I think for me, the media portray it in a negative light. Because a lot of them say, oh, these people are getting diagnosed. Yes, a lot of people are getting diagnosed because the system has missed them. Yeah. The system has missed them. I am so fortunate. I'm very lucky that I was picked up at a very young age. And I do feel like we do have really good speakers and inspirational people, but I do feel like social media may play a positive part because you have like amazing people. But on the flip side of it, we have a negative side where the media, especially like the Daily Mail and all that, really downgrade it. We're not even going
to give them the time of day. We're not going to name them.
So a paper really, certain papers really downgrade it in social media and say, oh, it's a fake thing. It's not real. Everyone's getting diagnosed all of a sudden. Yeah, a lot of people are getting diagnosed because they were diagnosed at a later stage because the system missed them. They masked it really well. And I think for me, I'm very fortunate that my mum supported me, my dad supported me. However, coming from the social media element, I really feel like it's helping educating a lot more people. However, it's giving people misinformation at times as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's important, you know, we have a duty to be able to go on social media and share, you know, the good things of what we're doing, you know, because unfortunately, there are a couple of people that are going to be, you know, seen in a certain way, but we have a duty to kind of make it, you know, better than what it is. So what daily challenges do you face and how do you stay resilient? Because I know you go through some absolutely sometimes things that I cannot even begin to understand. So what are your daily challenges and how do you stay resilient?
And like a massive daily challenge at the moment is the medication shortage. Yeah. I've been on medication for like 12 years now. The shortage has been so bad. I struggle a lot. So I've been struggling a lot. I'm getting overwhelmed and getting panicking. The daily challenges, a lot of them can be like simple tasks like booking trains or holidays. Like Stacey's really helped me. Emails and structure. I think one of my biggest support is Lucy Scott at UA92, who genuinely like created me a planner.
Big up them too.
Yeah, who created me a planner
Yeah.
of like Excel spreadsheets so I can document my times. I really struggle to like emails and like, you know, I'm on like email. Sometimes I really struggle to email. Sometimes I'm really good at communicating and sometimes I'm not. My tics happen randomly. And then sometimes I can have like random outbursts, like I need my own personal space. I get really upset and really overwhelmed. Like this morning, for example, I left my watch, I left my headphones, I left my charger.
If everyone could see the text that I got from you.
And I was really struggling and panicking. So I'm like, oh my days that I'm panicking. I asked some random man for a charger and he goes, no. I said, that was, oh my days.
Look at you, you're here.
Yeah.
You made it. So that shows resilience. So when these things happen, how do you stay resilient? What's your thought process?
I feel like for me, like, you know what, Abz, you've got this. Like, I had the opportunity to get 2 trains in the morning. They were like sardines, and I thought, I'm not getting next. I know I'm going to really get overwhelmed, really panic, and I made tics. I waited an hour, literally an hour, in this train station because I knew that, you know what, I could have got here for 9.
Yeah.
But
if anyone knows the Liverpool to Manchester train and vice versa, at around 9, it was
hectic. I thought people pushing past each other. No one was saying sorry to each other.
It's not a vibe.
And I'm like, I don't like that. You're not saying sorry to each other. Yeah. Other things is like go for long walks and runs. Yeah. Listen, guys, I am a marathon runner. London marathon runner.
You know what? Let's clap, right? Because give yourself a big clap because you ran a marathon. Yeah.
And I got it. And the week before, I did the Manchester Marathon, but the half. But I was injured. I was limping. So I thought, you know what, Abz, I'm limping. I've got to do this. I'm doing the London Marathon. I did it in like 5 hours something. However, it's about the time.
I haven't done one. You've done one.
That's amazing. And I completed it. I can say now I am a London Marathon runner. However, I didn't go to this year, but I think running's really good. Walking really clears my head. In fact, I had a self-care day recently. I went to Hepton Bridge. Oh my days, it was so good.
You texted me as well.
I love solo days myself. That really helps and clears my head. Checking in on people. Going to like seeing like John Bash's file games, like the seasons back on, I get to go. And Glenn, Man United, go to them, please. Really make me smile.
Can we just say, first we wanted to, I went, do you want to go see Glenn?
Yeah, Glenn is really like Man United.
And straight away, you're like, oh yeah, tickets. He's like, yeah, tickets. Yeah, straight away. Love that. And also talking of running, I know Aaron is behind the scenes here, and he'll probably hate us giving any highlight, but he'll be buzzing that you talk about running.
Yeah,
because it does make a massive difference, and I think for you, it's made a massive difference in your life.
Like running has cleared my head and everything. I'm not running since London Marathon because I've been injured. However, I can run now, guys, and it's so weird. 'Cause after I run, sometimes I really tick loads. Yeah. It's like the adrenaline. Running is good, and I think for me, like, it's not about what time you get, what you do. It just clears. And listen, I can be like Usain Bolt one day, but I'm not. But you can be whoever you want to be, like running fast and running slow. Like whatever pace you do is good. I used to have a thing called running anxiety. I used to be fear of running in public because people are watching me.
Yeah. I'm
like, oh my days. And I run by myself and I was all like, people are like, oh, he's alone. And listen, this is you problem, not me problem. I like running. Running is good. I'm trying loads of new things at the moment. I've done skydiving. I've done abseiling down Chaffs Centre Plaza.
Oh, yeah, saw that. Yeah.
For a charity. I've done a lot of like speaking events. But for me, like, it clears, man. And I love meeting people and I love making people smile and I love like engaging people. But for me, I think like I realize like I've been put on this earth. Like I realize my skills are like I think I like making people smile and I like making people inclusive. But I also like always be kind to people because you never know when you might see them again.
Absolutely.
And not just because of that. Because don't burn a bridge and be nice. And I think like being kind to someone, they'll always remember your kindness.
100%.
Being horrible to someone, they'll always remember the horrible side of you.
And first impressions really do count, don't they?
Being a first impression genuinely does count because you can be the most loveliest person. If you're come across like a bit negative, like I'll always remember that. I think people who neurodiverse, especially me anyway, I pick up on like
vibe and energy
and like
sense.
And I think for me, like it may sound like ludicrous, guys, but I always I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I think I'm a That's So Raven. I'm not gonna lie. When you see into the future, sometimes because Izzy P can like vouch. Izzy Panton can vouch for me.
You know what though? It's energy doesn't lie. Yeah. So you can't like it's true. Yeah. How people are with you is how you're gonna feel.
Izzy Panton taught me about Abz. Don't
Big
worry.
Up Izzy.
Yes,
we love Izzy.
Panton. It's a you problem. No, it's a them problem, not a you problem. Never change Abz. If someone has an issue with you, don't be upset. You can be upset, but never ever change. It's a them problem, not a you problem. Yes, I may have ADHD. Yes, I may have bipolar. Yes, I may have tics, and I have really bad anxiety. Yeah. And I choose to just be resilient in that. And I think being resilient in that is like 6-7 years, 2018, 2017, whatever. My life was a real mess. Like I could not see no way out of like. I knew one day I will not be here, and that's quite scary to think about it. And like saying it out loud, like, oh yeah, I know one day I'm not going to be here, was an old version of me, which was hard. Sometimes I didn't ask for help. Sometimes I just stayed in my room, in my bed, down days, and it really hits hard. And I think for me, I was the one who tried to like pretend I was okay until it really got bad. Until I was really snapping, really negative about myself. And at the moment, like, I have like, I mean, I spoke about it openly already. Like, I struggle like body issues and body image and everything. Like, I say that I really put on weight, but to have this is the insecurity that I have is like my anxiety is like my brain and my thoughts. Yeah. So Abz, you put on weight, you need to lose weight, wear baggier clothes, go on these strict diets, and I've been like taking like pills and everything, which don't really work. It's all fake. Holland and Barrett. Oh, I can't say shame, but anyway, I went to a shop and bought some pills. And then it really worked, and I think that's my anxiety, my mental health. I struggle a lot with weight. Yeah. I know I'm not, nothing wrong being overweight, but I know I'm not overweight, but I struggle a lot.
Yeah.
And that's one of my negative things.
Before we carry on, can we just talk about the fit? Because that fit is fitting.
Cheers. The fit is fitting, because the fit is fitting, because let me tell you why. I have no trim. So I thought, you know what? No trim. The fit has to be fitting, so I got no trim. So I had to dress overly good, just for the overly alright, just for the trim.
There's nothing wrong with the trim. That's why I got a hat on.
Yeah, my trim is not trimming.
My trim is not trimming. That's why I've got a hat on. So yeah, what advice would you give to our young listeners that are going to be listening about the mental health if they're struggling?
Oh, to all the young listeners, like, I know it's hard, and I know it's difficult. I know you may think like people are against you or no one's listening. Like, literally reach out to someone, reach out to a friend, reach out to your mum, your sister, teacher, school, whoever, like, or your guardians or your carers. Reach out to someone and say, you know what, you can do it. Speak to them, speak to someone. If you're having a bad day, you tell that person you're having a bad day. You need to speak to someone. And if they say no, be on it. Speak to someone. Write about how you feel. If you don't like telling the person or your guardian or your carrier, send them a text, an email, whatever you want to do. Don't hold it in before it's too late, because we've lost far too many young people, unfortunately, to
a lot of struggles.
Yeah. And I think the word commit and committed is a crime.
Yeah.
It's like attempted suicide. I think that's the thing. Like, you need to speak to people and say, you know what, it's hard, because believe it or not, guys, I was once like, a spring chicken.
Yeah.
Still have a thing.
We were once.
You just can't do it, and like speak out and get the right help you need, and like listen to self-help books. Reach out to like Lottie's like the OG of ambassadors. So reach out to Lottie. No. Or like look at like inspirational people like can I say names? Yeah. Like Lottie, Jordan Stevens actually from Wrestle Kicks.
Yeah.
He's got an ADHD book.
Yeah.
And like Ellie Middleton, who's got like How to Be You and Unmasked. I think she's a great advocate for young females as well. I feel like a lot of young females who struggle. I think Ellie's a great example of how to be yourself and how to overcome obstacles. Yes, Ellie still struggles, but Ellie still documents that real life of hers. Day. And I think she is a great advocate. Even like Jordan Stevens, like, you guys might not know him. He's from Wrestle Kicks, Down with the Trumpet. He's done a song with Ollie Murs.
Down with the Trumpet.
Yes, and they're getting back together.
Are they?
Yeah.
They're getting a band back together.
And he's got a book, ADHD book, out this Thursday, 22nd of October. Oh. No, not October. What are we in now? August, guys. 22nd of August. And he's got like a screening on the 5th of September at Contact. So is Ellie, actually. Ellie's got a book launch in 12th of September at Contact Theatre as well. Her second book, How to Be You. Like, these books are great, and like these are good self-help books. But my advice is to speak to people.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. That's so important. We already touched on neurodiversity and how work affects you, and you've already mentioned some of the great work that U92 do with you to try and organise you, which is amazing. Now, did imposter syndrome ever set in when you first went to uni? Was that
something? I think it did, because
how did you deal with it as well?
When I first came to U92, I was really quiet. I was really struggling a lot, and I applied for it because I wanted to change my life. I thought, what's this thing doing in my area now? Like, bloody hell, like another unit, right? Bloody hell. I said, all right, then I reached it. Oh man, this is the vibe. It's like, do you never know the class of 92? All right, it's a vibe.
Being United fans as well, it's a massive thing, isn't it?
Okay, tick. I said, I'll give it a go. I went for it. Oh my days, it was tough. I thought it'd be I'm not going to lie. I remember I said to my friend, Akil, yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to chat to no one. We can do my thing and go. No, it wasn't like that. It was hard. It was difficult. I really came with a lot of baggage. And I remember, like, I came to you in 92. I was really, really quiet for a bit. I really struggled to, like, speak to people. But I remember in week 5, I hurt myself. I ran away, went to a train station, whatever. And I did not want to be here. I genuinely did not want to be here. Police found me, brought me home. That was it. I was like, okay. I got home. I got a train ticket home. It was free, which is a bonus. But for me, I really hurt myself, and I didn't want to be here. And I thought they said to me like, "Oh, you got a train ticket home. That's a bonus." I'm like, it's not. Like, I'm struggling. And they go, "You're attention seeker." I said I wasn't.
Were you not even taken back? Like,
just put me in the train, and then the police met me in Manchester, and then took me home. Went to uni. I spoke to Wellbeing, and then Wellbeing were great. I think Steph P was great. I think she spoke to me, and then she took me back to A&E. I said no. Trafford Royal. They were supportive. I went home. And then the week after, that's when that things started to pick up again. I met John Bashy, which is so random. We met in week 5 or week 6 we met. We got put on the same table together, and he didn't know what was going on in my head. And I didn't tell nobody. And then I started to be myself again, have a laugh with people, be a bit like fun, have a laugh. I think I came out of my shell. Support has been there, has been great. And I think for me, like, I really, really want to say, like, in my class, particularly, like, well, like Millie Waller. I had a lot of meltdowns. I was no angel.
I was going to mention her before. Yeah. She is an absolute angel.
I had a lot of meltdowns. I had a lot of issues. I struggled a lot. I'm not going to lie. I got frustrated a lot. I got overwhelmed a lot. I said things. I got out of frustration. I was getting agitated. Millie Waller, it was Abz, calm down. Abz, it's okay. Abz, don't react. Abz, don't do this. Millie was a great, like, rock in my class.
Literally angel on your shoulder.
Yeah. Like, even John Bashy was, like, so supportive. Like, we became friends, like, pretty quick as well. Like, and his mum was amazing. Bashy was great. I think Bashy genuinely supported me in UA92 with ups and downs. We became ambassadors together. Even Taryn, who's my first time I came here, Taryn came in.
Yeah.
Like, there's loads I can mention. But I think them three, particularly in class, like Millie, Taryn, and Bashy, they really genuinely supported me. I think Millie, especially in my class, looked out for me, supported me. To this day, me and Millie are really good friends. We work together now.
She came to watch you at the marathon.
Yeah. And can I just say that, like, having Liv my Wednesday and Millie support me in the marathon was the most best support I've ever had. And it goes to show, like, support's there for you. And I think Bashy made me realise, Abz, be you, you're fun, like, never change, be you. And in fact, I never thought we would ever get along, because he's an elite athlete. He's like a superstar footballer. Filed. I'm into Staley Bridge. Charlie filed now. He's a semi-pro footballer. He's amazing.
Follow him around, love it. Yeah.
And we become friends. And we're the total opposites. Yeah. He's like proper, like, alpha male, and I'm like just Abz, who is like just comfortable.
Not just Abz, you're Abz.
I'm Abz, and like that friendship was good. Even Taryn's been a real support when I struggled a lot as well. So I struggled a lot in certain aspects with different people, personality clashes. Yeah. Taryn's been a support in class as well. But for me, like, seeing Millie in, like, looking back at my time in my journalism class and media class, Millie was always the rock for everyone. For that's everyone, like, seeing the good in everyone. And that's what I support. I started to be myself more. And don't get me wrong, I did have real bad meltdowns. I remember, like, in fact, second year again, summer of second year of UA92, I hurt myself. I thought, my life's over. Ended up in A&E again, vice versa. I had a well-being plan in place. Then I got diagnosed with bipolar. For all my days, I ain't telling nobody, because they're going to think, like, I'm dangerous.
I'm not good enough. Yeah. Or I can't be,
But UA92 believed in me. They sat with me again, like, the support system's been there from day one. Stacey, Izzy Panton again, like Stacey Anderson, that support system's been there from day one. And I think UA92, like, has been giving me that resilience into that young Abz who was very shy, who had a lot of problems, who still has problems of insecurity, who doesn't act on those thoughts of not being here anymore. Yeah. When I have those thoughts, I speak to someone. Graduating in journalism, and for me, UA92 is not about. It is about the degree, but it's not. It's about your character and your personal development. They have something called the 92 program, which genuinely, like, teaches about life skills, perseverance, resilience, life skills, financial literacy, numeracy. And it's what Gary Neville and that learned through Ferguson. Yeah. That's what really helped me a lot. And that's what really helped me understand who I was. And that's when I made friends and like Bashi and everyone. And I left United too. But I left United too. And then my life, I'm not going to lie, it's like Hollywood blockbuster movie, like from rags to riches. I'm not rich yet,
you got
guys.
A story and a half as well, yeah.
Going to United too with zero confidence, zero self-belief.
And you came out this shining star.
Not wanting to be here anymore. Like literally hurting myself 3 times while I was there. And looking back at my journey now, it's like, wow, like I got the Greatness Unlocked Award at graduation. And like Basha got the Sports Award, Millie got the Media Award. And it's like, life's gone on. Even like, you know what? Regan Russell. Yeah. Like I work with Regan Russell. In fact, me and Regan became friends in first year of uni. And Regan Russell is funny. I remember when I used to go out on nights out, he said, bang on his door. I would not, students, and I would not recommend this, at 1 or 2 in the morning, or 12, whatever it was, asking for biscuits.
So it's normally you providing them.
Yeah. I was like, for a night, I was like, oh, I need biscuits. And Regan used to give me biscuits.
That is
and like, oh, if you didn't have it, give me something. Which was nice.
Yeah.
Although I didn't even live in the apartment block.
It's funny how that's changed now, because you brought us a lot of biscuits in today, so you're really the provider.
Fun, yeah. Regan Russell was really, really fun at United too. Yeah. Regan's a joker. Regan is a joker. And Regan was a really good friend. And Regan really supported me as well. And I think even Manu, but Regan was a real support. Regan was fun. He was a Man United fan, but he was like, oh gosh, Abz. I even know his mum, Ali, and everyone. And that thing, like, I get to know people, parents and everything. Fast forward now, United 2 has changed my life so much. I left with the Greatness Unlocked Award. Regan left as Student of the Year. And since United 2, I try and give back. And I work there 2 days a week as a community connector, which I absolutely love. But for me, I always say, like, whatever happens in the future, like, I think as a student, United really supported me so much. As a staff member now, that transition is supporting me so much. And in fact, they had the graduation recently. And like, when I was in 3rd year, Harry Parker, Dan Highland, and I went in 2nd year.
Yeah,
they were in 1st year, sorry. And seeing them graduate, like, seeing Harry Parker, I met Harry Parker on his very first day.
I remember we did, was it the
mental health
event? Yeah.
So I interviewed him when he first started 3 years ago. Seeing him now smashing it. Dan Highland, a lot of them are smashing it. Like Neve is sick. Seeing them smash it, like, makes me smile so much how United 2 has produced some game changers and unlocking your greatness. And for me, 2017, 2018, I was, like I said, boss broken. And then we had this COVID-19 hit. All my days, I thought, all my days were lost. It's like the Simpsons movie, The Bubble. But United stood by us, supported us. And I really made some great friends for life, like John Bashi, Regan Russell,
amazing,
Millie, Taryn. And being a staff member now, that support is still there. I have bad days, don't get me wrong. But we're there 2 days a week, and they really, really support me, and it's flexible for me. So Lucy Scott, Karen West, Regan Lydia, Josh Pinder, all of them really support me.
Yeah, love that. And it's been amazing to hear, from your story today, from how you've, struggled from a young age, and obviously still struggle now, but how you've come on to now be a support for other people, which is always important. But one thing I love about you is you've always remained true to yourself. When people have said, oh, be quiet, or be, quieter, or be considerate. Never changed, never ever veer to the left or the right. Always being yourself, and that's what's so important, I think. And I take a lot from you. Like, I always ask you, texting you for advice on how do you deal with something when you feel a certain way. So you are an absolutely amazing inspiration. And I want to ask you one last thing. Now, a quote that you could give that you live by for every day.
It's okay to be vulnerable. So it's okay to be vulnerable and upset. Never let anybody's opinions define you. Be yourself and live your best life. And it's okay. Ask for help.
Love that.
But can I just say one more thing as well?
Of course you can.
I think for me as well, like, you mentioned, like, I think a couple of years ago, I would never be myself. I would always be someone else. And I think for me, I'm very comfortable in being myself. And I think I'm very authentic in being myself. And I realize, like, sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I may not be everybody's cup of tea. I don't even drink tea, so
who cares?
Yeah.
You could be, you could be you,
and relationships and friendships and like other relationships, I think for me, I've learned to be myself and not change who I am. And I've always been like, think my mum and my dad brought me up to be respectful and everything, but sometimes I've just learned to accept to be me and just be smiling and happy. And I think I realised never let anybody's opinion define you. I always say I'm in real life like Peter Pan, like I am Peter Pan or other things.
Forever lucky young mate.
Yeah, and it's a lot of Lush products.
I'm telling you, I need your skincare routine.
I have self-care days, and I think for me, I love being me, and I love being happy. And if I'm in your face, if I'm overwhelming, so be it. Bye-bye.
People have got to deal with how you are.
And I'm actually buzzing being on Real Talks.
Yeah, man. Thank you for joining. Honestly, it's been great having you.
Real Talks.
we need a feature, mate.
REALTALKS. Real Talks on.
We got the future there. Thank you very much for joining Real Talks. It's been a really good talk with Abz. We, keep talking about and delving into people's lives and seeing how we can inspire you. So thank you for joining.
Thanks for joining. I hope you loved it, guys.